Hey, what's up, guys? I've got an awesome video for y'all today. Me and a bunch of the guys from Another Round Disc Golf in Charlotte did a amateurs match play tournament. And so each of us, there were 8 of us, and obviously we do the whole bracketed thing. Me and Joseph, one of the owners of Another Round, got a round in together. And if you don't know what match play is, it's where each hole is kind of its own point. So it's not based off of bogey or double bogey or birdie. All that kind of stuff is based off of your score connected together. So if both of you shoot a 10 on a hole, then it doesn't affect your score. It just pushes. If one of you shoots a 9 and one of you shoots a 10, then the person who shoots the 9 wins the hole. Just for those of you who haven't played match play. So if someone were to win all 10 of the first holes, then they win because there wouldn't be enough holes for the other person to come back. So it's pretty cool. It was a lot of fun, and we've got some footage of it, so I'm going to go ahead and talk over all that, and it should be a blast. Go check out Another Round Disc Golf on Instagram and their website, and let's get into it. All right, so we're playing out at Kilbourne in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm sure that a lot of you guys have seen footage here. Joseph's going to start off here. Turns his disc over just a little bit. Sometimes there can be wind out there, but he does avoid that out of bounds right there. So that's good. For me, I'm just going to throw my Sapphire straight. You can see I turned mine over just a little bit as well, but it ends up pushing out. Threw mine a little bit lower so the wind didn't mess with it as much. So Joseph's got kind of this awkward stance, but he's able to get in through the woods and skip up a little bit to about circle 1, maybe a little outside. And then I throw a little Annie in here that ends up turning just a little bit too much, so it comes up short as well. So both of us don't have the best of putts right here. He gives it a good bid over the top right there, settles down. And then I give mine a good bid. It was the first putt of the day, so it came up a little bit short, didn't commit there, and we got the same score. So this hole pushes. So for hole 1, we're at 0. So nobody's in the lead, still tied up. Heading into the next hole here. Joe slips here or lets it go weird, and it kicks left. And so I was like, nice. The door is wide open for me on this hole, and I throw mine and end up hitting the tree on the right and going into jail over there. This is normally such an easy birdie hole. This is a really good looking shot. It tagged that tree though. If it hadn't hit that 4-inch tree, I think he would have been in a really good spot. I try and do the same sort of Anheuser sidearm to get up there. We're both at 2 shots right now, which is really bad on this hole. Both of us were like, what the heck is going on? Joseph's about 25 away there. And then I end up hitting another tree and leave myself with a straddle putt, which we all know I don't really like. So Joseph gives us a good bid, but it's off to the right, nicks the chains there. And then I'm able to secure a point there. So I'm going to be up 1 right there at hole 2, which is good. And then we're going to be moving on to hole 3. And we kind of got to make up which holes we wanted to throw from since it's not sanctioned or anything. So we threw from the back tee here. Really, really fun shot to get out there into the open. I honestly like the back tee better than I like the shorter tee. And then Joe holds on just a little bit long on this one, tags the tree on the right, shooting him left. And then he's able to get another little Anheuser approach shot up here to the corner. But that leaves him already 1 stroke behind me. So he's throwing 3 right here to get up there. I was turning, it hit the trees. Sorry about the camera work there. And then I'm right here throwing 2, get it right through the gap, settled on down there, and Joe pretty much concedes that one because I was parked next to it. So that's going to be another one for me. So I'm up 2 right now. Hole number 4 here. Pretty fun hole. Throw my bounty here, get kind of lucky on the right side. Honestly, I was probably about a foot from those trees. End up settling pretty close to the basket there. I think I was like 8 away or so. And then Joe's going to come on up with, I believe that's his new hex that he's been loving throwing, and just gets it down there really, really nice. It didn't hold straight long enough, but still gives him a putt close to circle's edge there. That's actually about probably 20 feet or so. Little bit short. He needed 1 more inch on that one, and so that's going to be another point for me there. So hole 4 is for me as well. So right now, the way that it looks is I have 3 points and Joe has 0. So again, when it comes to that match play, it's all about the points or the holes that you can win. So coming up here on hole 5, I'm going to be throwing my felon sidearm. And I normally don't birdie this hole, but the felon held really, really straight for me and got a good skip down towards the basket there, leaving me, I think, about maybe 15 away, somewhere around there. So Joe really had to go for it here, and he ends up turning it over just a little bit too much right there, making it roll over into the bushes on the right. Sweet little shot right there. It's about 2 feet short from skipping in. And then, actually, that looks like a little less. That looked like it was maybe 10, 12 feet or so. So that's going to be another one for me right there. So I get 4 in a row there, which is pretty awesome. Felt like I was gaining some momentum, but threw my stag here, and it just didn't want to turn for me. My release was weird. I didn't really commit to my stroke or anything, so I end up left there. Now, Joe has a lot more power than me, and you guys will see that throughout this video. Really, really nice shot right there. It didn't hold its turn, though, and when it tags this tree, it kicks left as well. I try and get out, and I do get up and around the corner to the right and hit that tree, luckily, and sit down in the fairway. But Joe's got an absolutely amazing scramble shot right here out of the bushes. It just pans all the way up to the long basket, putting him in a really, really good spot. So I know I have to go for this. And so I committed, hit the tree. Obviously, he's ahead at this point. So if I make this, he would have to make his putt. And as you can see, I think he was maybe 20, maybe 18, somewhere around there. Really, really solid putt. So Joe's going to end up taking that one. So now I just have a 3-point lead. Really good skip here. That's kind of the play that you want to do on this hole, especially during the summer when it's dry. You want to skip off, go right, give yourself a good look at the basket. I'm throwing the new adder here, and I actually left it too high in the air, which was not what my plan was. I wanted to throw it low and just have it get crazy. Really close putt from me there from out of the woods. And just came up a little bit short on that. That was about 40 feet away or so. And then Joe here, probably about circle's edge, maybe a little closer. Tagging like, that looked center. He was shook. You could see he was visibly shook right there. Really, really good putt, but the basket just didn't hold it. So that's going to be a push for us there. So I'm up 3. And moving on to the next hole, hole 8 here. Joe's holds out a little bit right. He threw it on a lot of hyzer, but it just pushed straight. You can see those ants over there on that tree. I didn't even notice that. And then I get out there, throw mine a little bit short though. Wasn't too happy with it. Neither of us parked this hole when like it's a pretty easy hole to park, honestly. Joe gives it a good bid there, bouncing off the tree, almost going in. And then since my last putt ended up a little bit short, I really committed to this one, too much so that I went about a foot over the basket. And then we were just kind of talking and laughing here. And I just didn't go through my motions, my routine. I had 2 other discs in my hand. Like I didn't take the putt seriously when I should have. So Joe's going to take that one. So now I've won 4 holes. He's won 2. So I'm still up by 2 here. This hole, we actually, again, since we get to kind of choose what we play and just agree on it, we were going to the long basket for hole 14, which isn't like a hole. We kind of just made it up. So this is the normal basket, but you can see that blue basket in the background. We were just like, yeah, let's make up a fun hole here and see what happens. So we both went for it. Neither of us got really close off the tee there. We were both really close to this basket, which was good. And then the basket holds at that time, so Joe's clapping with that one. Happy for that. And then this is just going to be another push on hole 9. Really, really fun hole coming up. Joe's actually aced this with a Warden, I believe, which is like nutty. This is a big ace for any of you guys that have ever played this hole. Really good looking shot right there. We thought it was down there and good to go. And then I come in a little bit inside with my stag. It actually turned over that time for me, which was amazing. Joe's must have hit this tree and kicked left. Really good bid there from about 40, 45. But I'm going to be able to take this one home with a straddle putt. So that's 5 total points for me so far and 2 for Joe. So I'm up by 3 right now. Throwing my felon down, went pretty straight, and then end up tagging a tree and dropping down probably about the circle's edge. on this one. And then Joe's throwing that sidearm as well. His push is a little bit left, but actually gets sneaky, comes in that back door, pushes, and sits about 35, a little bit outside circle. Behind this tree, I didn't put the camera in a good spot here, but really, really solid putt there. Just committed and full. Just a solid putt right there for 2. So I know I had to make mine from about 25. I was inside the circle. You can see me through the basket there. And I end up sinking mine as well. So hole 11 is going to be a push. And now we are moving past. I have an absolutely terrible drive here. Not a good drive at all. I guess it was hole 12. I said hole 14 earlier for that weird basket that we played. Joe gets a solid shot down the right side, and I know at this point that I've got to make something big happen. So pull out my Grace, try and rip it down there, end up hitting a tree, and at this point I'm sitting just a little bit past him on my second shot. He's got a solid approach shot here. I know he's got a good putt for 3 there, and so I have to throw this in for any chance of a push. And it was a good-looking shot. It was a good-looking shot there, but that kind of leaves the door open for him. Obviously, there is still a chance he can miss his putt, so I go for this one, come up short again, probably about an inch low on that, and so Joe's going to end up taking that one, which is only going to give me a 2-point lead. So he's won 3 up until this point. I've won 5. Moving into hole 13, Joe gets a solid shot right here off of the tee, going down to the basket and just looking clean. And then yours truly ends up throwing it way too far right, get a little sneaky, hit a tree, and drop about 70 feet away from the basket. So at this point, I know that Joe's parked. I got to make this if I want to push it and keep myself with that 2-point lead. If I don't make this, then he gets a point back. Throwing it up, feeling good, 70-foot sinker right there. That's going to end up being a push. That was so clutch. I needed that really, really bad there to keep him at bay. And we got it. So he's able to make his. And now we're moving on to hole 14 here. Just a basic kind of sidearm hyzer there. I think Joe's came up a little bit right, and then I pushed mine, and mine ends up a little on the left side. So we both have looks at the basket, which is good. Joe gives it a bid from outside the circle there, off to the right side. And then myself here, I mentioned that I didn't give it a full breath. And whenever I give it a short exhale, the disc almost always comes up short. So that one's going to end up being a push. I'm still 2 strokes ahead here, or 2 points ahead as we move into hole 15. So 14 is going to be a push there. We were just talking about my felon right there. 14 is going to be a push. Joe tags his tree, kicks off right, and it kind of scared me, honestly. So I just baby this disc because I don't want it to turn over, and it comes up pretty short. So no look right there. Joe's got to get this down close to the basket. He was kind of cut off, lots of trees in his way, and so the angle he released the disc out was necessary to get out of that gap, but it ended up making him skip a little bit far to the right. So we're both sitting up there at 2. He's about circles the edge here, maybe about 30. Ends up missing that to one of the sides, and then I'm able to sink mine, giving me another point right there. So moving into hole 16, and I get a good line, but end up tagging a tree at the end. I've only birdied this hole once. Joe has a lot of power. You guys will see that here. He releases it low, but it gets an insane skip. It pushes forward probably 120 feet there just because of the power that he was able to put behind it. I got to go for mine. So we go for it, and it's actually pretty close. I needed just a little bit more anhyzer on that, and I would have been good. Joe was kind of blinded here. He makes this, and he says, "Is that in?" And I say, "Heck yeah, it is." So he's going to end up taking that one. I only have a 2-point lead here coming into hole 17. And so Joe has to make this one. He's got to win this one. Since there's only 2 holes left. So we both get down there in a good spot. He has to win both of these for us to push. Throw my Justice here. Really good, solid shot down to the tree. Does make me straddle, but it's about 10 feet out. And then Joseph doesn't release his like he wants to, and he's got to make this from the bushes if he wants any chance. Pretty good shot, about 3 or 4 feet off to the right. Otherwise, that would have had a chance at going in. And then I can go ahead and sink this one, giving myself the win, ladies and gentlemen. It was such a fun round. I had an absolute blast playing it. If you guys enjoyed this sort of content, let me know. I definitely want to post more videos like this with other people. Thank you for watching, and I'll let you guys know how the tournament goes. We've got another video coming out soon as well. This one was a blast. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace out.